Okay, we're looking like we're live. Just checking a few bits out here to make sure we actually are. I'm going to do a couple of setup things here. Let's get some sound working right. Make some gameplay stuff working here. Okay. How's that sound? If anybody got any comments on sound, let me know. Gonna check a couple of spots here just to see how it's going. That's looking good. Sorry for the late start. We're getting a few things rocking and rolling here. Got some new setup line items today. So awesome. We are live on Twitch and YouTube. So let's make sure our chat is good and then we will be ready to rock. Drop a note in chat just to let me know you're here. We are looking good. We are looking good. All right. Well, today we are actually going to play the new game, do the new game. What I mean is, for those that have been watching any of my, Cyber Knights content, they probably know that, they've done those guys put out. I mean, they put out stuff almost every week. So between the last few weeks and the time we're streaming now, there's all kinds of new stuff. So we're going to do new stuff kinds of things. New stuff being new game kind of thing. So um, for those that haven't joined before, this is a great time to start. And so we're going to do the whole narrative thing. Let me know how the audio sounds. If it sounds like it's too loud, let me know. So by the 23rd century, there are only 112 cities left. It's been 40 years since the eco collapse, 70 since we Q bombed the last artificial consciousness to death. Now world storms have settled to a record low, and they tell us the peak nano fallout is past. They say things will get better now. But who believes anything that comes from the megacorps? Anyone that can hope to afford a better life off-world is trying to get on an orbital or out to the colonies. That's why we're all here working the shadows as mercenaries. We want something better too. We're just street-level operators, but not for much longer. You're about to get a Cyber Knight's computer spliced into your spine. It's illegal. It's dangerous. It will change everything. The Megacorps created Cyberknights as the first quantum-secure data couriers. Soon the Corps adapted their cybernetic implants to fight their quiet wars of espionage, sabotage, and murder. These upgraded Cyberknight quantum riders offered unparalleled processing, coordination, and Q warfare capabilities. But after a few decades, hundreds of knights had deserted or gone rogue. The Corps outlawed the cyber and banned the procedure. Remaining knights became the world's elite shadow operators for hire. You're about to go under the knife to one of those implants. We're about to step up to a whole new game. If we built the right team and backed the right power players, we could earn enough to buy a reset for the rest of our lives, Chumbo. It won't be easy. Who knows what we might get mixed up in? Probably secrets the syndicates or megacorps would kill for. But this is our chance. Let's do this. Cool. So there's a couple of ways to get started. If you're brand new to things, you can start with one of the preset teams. The quiet killers are all about stealth and quiet and shadow operations. The run and gun team is all about hitting hard and fast and, you know, knocking out all kinds of, great stuff. We're going to do the advanced start so that we can actually go do some cool stuff. So when we do our advanced start, we can pick a lot of different things. Um, because we're going to be sneaky about things, we might think about what we want to do here. Melee, some of these affect all kinds of things. We're going to pick this in favor of RPG kind of things. We're not going to do this as a min-max, so I'm trying to do X, Y, or Z related to those kinds of things. We're going to do it with, what we want to be in mind. So as a Cyber Knight, you have a lot of choices. Obviously, there's some tanky aspects, command aspects, those kind of things around, Cyber Knights. And also all of these kind of people you're going to pick, they're going to come from particular places. So an ex-space station tech, you know, basically you've got those kind of things. Wastelander, he came from outside the dome. Betrayed detective, inside the dome, working for Brave Star. Dockyard smuggler, you're the Finian gang. So all of these things give you different sets of things. So the betrayed detective gives you +2 will, +2 tech, and +5 wound res. We're not going to go through what all of these mean as we go through it. But you can see all kinds of things that get generated as you pick these. So we'll start with this and we'll fix it up as we go. We'll take the betrayed detective to start with. The great thing about that is you'll get some milsec escalations. Yeah. There'll also be some problems with the detectives, but hey, there's probably going to be problems with the detectives no matter what. So from an attribute standpoint, you want to think about what kind of weapons, do you want to have? What kind of, place, what kind of weapon, do you want to be ranged, melee, all of those kinds of things. And you can see these different parts will all play a role in those things. Will and those things also impacts your cybernetics capability. So you have to kind of decide if you're going to have cybernetics capability or if you're going to, do those kind of things or not. You can see strength also, adds to things like your wound resistance, that kind of stuff. As we start, we're at 2604. So we'll get some bonuses related to things here. I'm a big fan of tech. Let's pull one there. Let's add one here. Let's equal those out so that we got strength and tech. Trait-wise, +2 will, +1 initiative, legwork. +2 reaction, +5 AR, 10% ballistic. It's pretty good. I'm a fan of sniper rifles, though, and my sword, so kind of one of each. So I don't know that the assault rifle accuracy is that useful. So probably this determined hound is probably good enough from this column. +2 strength, +50 reaction. That's pretty good. That's a hacking one. +5 ballistic. That's a pretty good. This is +10 ballistic. +1 reaction, +1 will. Yeah, I'm kind of liking this one. Yeah, we'll take trigger by wire. Yeah, so tried out their different weapons. We've got a street scout. I always wish I could mix and match, but we'll swap out for a blade here fairly quickly. Cybernetics, we got dermal plating. We could get a matrix link if we wanted to automatically be a hacker or a wire ghost. Um, wire ghost is pretty cool, but I think we'll make ourselves tough. We're going to have a wire ghost on our team probably, so we'll let them do that stuff while we're taking care of other things. Evasion initiative, we'll take the display link. That's a great start, especially with the sniper rifle. These are our core talents we start with. Look ahead, which lets us kind of see where everybody's going. Pre-computed advantage, which gives me more initiative. And you can also buff your teammate with that. It's not just you. It can be either one. And then you got security scramble, which lets you take down a device and those kind of things. Let's fix up our appearance a little bit here. We've got our body correct. You know, I kind of like to look like a cyber knight myself, you know, so it's always kind of hard to figure out what does a cyber knight actually look like. I mean, they can look different, of course. And there are lots of choices here, but what would I like to wear? I'm not much on the t-shirt side for my cyber knights. So I'm thinking this, and then we need some color selection though. What's my primary? Let's put a primary and a secondary. It's like that with some highlights that are like that. Looks pretty good. Comments? Okay, cool. Let's take that for a sec. Okay, let's pick a good face. Hang on, let me turn off those dang goggles. No goggles yet. Hair. You know, I'm kind of boring. I'll try to get some exciting hair going, but you know, you're going to have plugs in your head and stuff. It's hard to have like long hair, you know. No, yeah. I know it's kind of boring, but yeah, we're going to fix that beard here in a second too. Let's get a real beard. Guys with real beards. Yeah. Let's get our beard color going here. Just like with our hair color. Let's get our hair color right. That's looking pretty good. So I like the targets for eyes because that gives us it's our display link actually working. It's pretty cool. My eyeballs, they down here. Okay. Let's see. Cybernetics. Yeah, we got one up there. One big one, a couple of little ones. Let's just stick with it what we got. Yeah, I'm thinking that's okay. Let's do this, but let's get some blue action in there, huh? How's that look? That looks pretty cool. Let's go with that. Let's see. We don't need a tattoo. Might need a hat though. Hat choices. Like the beret. If I could change what it said on the hat, I'd like that. I'd like to be able to change it. And let's see. Beret? Oh, the beret always seems a little cheesy. I need like a serious helmet. You know, and these are like serious combat helmet kinds of things. So the only choice then is to take like an eye accessory. You know. I don't know. Yeah, but then you can't see my cool eyes. You know what I mean? It's like take an accessory. So a lot of times I just take the old cowboy hat here. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty stylish. Let's make it a black hat. Black. Yeah, I'm liking that. I don't know. Does it have secondary? No, just primary. Yeah, I'd like to give it a little color on the band, but apparently not possible. Yeah, the beard kind of, unless I want to take a full face mask. This is the only helmet choice you have. It's kind of like, eh. Backpack, nah, I think we'll go with no backpack. Travel light. Which one of these did I pick? Did anybody know? Let's see. That one. Kind of like that one. There we go. I'm going to have a little more jaw. A little more nose. It's good. Well, what changes my eyebrow color? Here we go. Let's try that. How's that? I don't know. The hair situation with the hat looks funky. Maybe I go without the hat. Let's go without the hat. What do you think? Do we need glasses if we go without the hat? Maybe so. Visor or glasses? Not that. Not that. Maybe this, but we'd make them darker. Well, looks pretty good. All right, I'm liking that. All right, so now we're going to pick our team. Bullfrog. Bullfrog's not going to work for me. Let's rename. Tough one here. Let's give him a good name, Conrad Wellington. And we'll give him the code name. Blazer. Blazer? What are we thinking? It's a tough call. Names are tough. Patton. Patton's a good name. Code name Patton. Two good generals' names. All right, now let's go to our team. So we got Remy the hacker. Let's see. I think we can change these, right? Yeah. So we can have Bondi, who's a wire ghost. I don't think I've ever played with him. Dade, who's a hacker I've played with before. He's really good. Remy's really good. I mean, they're both good hackers. So differences between the wire ghost is their skills. So things like security siphon, spectral dagger, phantom slide, wire ghosts tend to be more in and out kinds of things, whereas Remy's are much more traditional kind of hacker. Get in there and take down the systems and things like that. Same with Dave. They're both regular hackers. Um, for this run though, let's try and take us a wire ghost. We can always pick up another hacker if we need to or train somebody. So we'll take Bondi there. So Emily as a Vanguard, fantastic. You know, she's been on many a mission with me. Blur is our face. She's good. Etana and a cyber sword. So let's see. What are our other choices for Zasha? Oops, hang on. I've selected my hacker. Vanguard also has an Agent X. Um, so much more spy type, much more super stealth fighter type. We'll take the super stealth. Blur, I think, only has a couple of other choices. Haze. Haze is cool too. I think we'll take Blur. Let's take Blur. All right. So Etana, though, we're going to have a lot of choices here. So the big choice here is, you know, Aaron. Aaron's great. He's a soldier, though, direct soldier, just like Etana. So both of them have their own pluses and minuses. Scourge, which basically is a short range slash long range with all kinds of abilities. You know, they have talents like Biocoat Bullet, Dissolve, things like that. Straight up sniper, if we wanted to start off with the double sniper rule. Then we've got Molly, who's a war machine. She's awesome. These are like, you know, straight up fighters. Go pick up your copy of Burning Chrome if you need more about our Neuromancer. If you want to know more about Molly, um, and then Sid, who's our gunslinger. Lots of great classes. Lots of great classes. I think we'll take Molly to start with. She's upgrades for her a little expensive, but you know, that's cool. So and then on the cyber sword side, we kind of get her or all of these. Well, fascinatingly enough, since we went ahead and took Molly over there, I would say we take a soldier in this place. So we could either take Itana, who's got +2 reaction strength, will, tech, or Aaron, who's got marksman. He's got some good railgun action. He's got extra XP. He's arrowhead security. More Milsec. Yeah, I think we'll take Aaron. All right. So here's our starter team right here. We'll let them all rock and roll. You notice there's only a couple of code named folks to start with. Everybody else will pick up their code name as we go. If anybody has any suggestions about naming, let me know. Drop them off in the section there. All right. So we got a couple of choices. We're not going to run any tutorials. Anything you want to know, I'll tell you. So we got Syndicate Depths, Null Deal. Those are our two kind of starter things. Well, let's take the straight up, you know, recommended starter to start with, since it's a lot of people first time watching how we do things. And let's get to it. All right, so the way this game works, you're going to get, you know, two people chatting a lot and all the different folks in here. This has RPG elements. It's got, you know, vendors and complex relationships with corporate things, and it's got factions and faction standing and all kinds of stuff. So whole lot going on in here. So my face, who's like the person, my administrative person that runs the ops and everything, is chatting with me to make sure that I want to go through with what's happening. By the way, all of these things that you see here as you go through, they're all going to have some relationship. Time for that is past. We took the loan from the D cartel, signed it in blood. I know, it just seemed right to ask. We're moving all the pieces into place. So it's the day of my ops. Dr. Ekman's at the Ultratech AUG Clinic, and you're scheduled for surgery at midnight. The bribes have been paid, and you're ready to go. Team will clear the rooftop. Our hover truck exits 3 a.m. sharp. She's not going to talk about it. You're going to be on the rooftop. I guess she'll be strapped to a stretcher, so you won't have much to say. So shut up and take those meds exactly on schedule. You've got a big night coming up. All right, 3 a.m. Anybody coming? Just reach the rooftop. Right on schedule. Stay patient. I don't know how we ended up with Bondi. I thought we picked the other one. Oh, I guess we brought him. That's fine. Okay. Encrypted traffic in and out of the clinic just went up tenfold, and the ICs are locking down the firewalls. We're on the clock. Get sharp. Pat's coming to the rooftop. Here we go. There's all kinds of help. There's all kinds of stuff to look at. Or you ignore all that. Get right to it. These are talking about all your different talents. We'll talk about all those as we go. All right. So as it works up here at the top, you can actually see all of your different characters, and all the NPCs will show up as well as soon as we're aware of them. Like you can see Epsilon here, and you can see Luco here, and that'll show you their stats. Especially when you're nearby any of them. So if you want to see their hit points, for example, accuracy, range, etc., where they are from you, right? So we're seeing how far we is here. So, for example, Luco's unaware here, and he's out of this cone of sight related to them. So you have a couple of choices. You could use the old pistol. One thing about pistols, though, they're noisy. Or you could simply turn on sneak, which, by the way, we are not, and still be seen and heard. So that's not going to work very well. So it might be seen because we're in his light assigned there. Might be seen here as well. So I'm liable to be seen wherever I am here. So that says call for pistols in order. Now, what this is showing is I've got a 95% chance, 4% crit. Basically, I'm going to do half damage to him, which means I have to have at least 2 shots, or I have to do something to lure him towards me to make things easier for me. So I could lure him up over here and then take him out if I wanted to, right? Or I could try for silence or any other new things. Let's just say, look at what, sort of loud looks like. Now, so he spotted something moving, but he's dead. So you probably saw the sec level tick up with a couple of yellow bars, but now he's dead. So there's nothing he's going to do about that. So I've still got a couple of spots left. My choices are to run over here and start dealing with some of these fun things. So I could go over here and, for example, check out the loot that's in a lootable lockbox, or I could start getting in position over here while my buddies are doing stuff. So let's take a chance and see what's going on with Molly and Aaron over here. So to do that, I can yield my action, which will come back to me. So now Molly's turn is up. Now there's a couple of things here. First, there's a camera up here, which we would like to turn off, because if I were to do something, say something should happen to this guy if he's in the camera's range, right? That's not going to work out well for everybody. So what can I do? Well, I've got hand blades. That means if I get close enough, I can do some serious damage. I've got a lumen spear, which is basically a light sphere that I can do, which I think he's in range of. Let's see. Nope, he's not in range of yet. I have to move up. Okay. And then stun strike. And then Crimson Vector, which lets me charge and make an attack against it. I've got a med kit and I've got some Hyper V caps, which will buff me for the next 3 turns. We're going to save that. We might need it a little later. I'm carrying basically a couple of good weapons, one a ranged weapon and one, a melee weapon. So I think I'm going to yield mine as well to old Aaron here. Why? Because good old Aaron's got a ranged weapon. Problem with good old Aaron is he doesn't have no way to stop this camera. Neither one of these guys do that are over here. So we could just take the hit and get the sec level escalation up for taking him out there, or we could move up and wait for him to move. So, for example, Aaron could move up to here. It's a pretty good spot. And they might see us there. Probably best to move him over here. Yeah. Move Aaron over here. Then we'll have him lay down some covering fire that's right outside the range of the camera. Like so. Ready to go. We're back to Emily. So Emily can now move in over here. Let's see how far she can get. We'll switch her to be able to run. That's a good spot. Let's see. Let's just make sure we move her over where she can't be seen. Yeah, she can't. Really, that one can hear her over there? I guess so. All right, we'll move her in over here. She'll be in a nice, safe spot. Out of the way. No problem. Her turn is done. Now, there's a couple of things she could do, but we're not going to waste any of these on this one over here that's unaware. Now we're back to Molly. So where should Molly get? Let's move her. We'll move her up to here. We shall be in position to deal with it next turn. Now, when you got 1 point left, that'll automatically put you in cover when you end the turn. So we're going to go ahead and end her turn. And he's going to move up. Still unaware. Still at 0 sec level. Looks like we have some friends arriving. More company. All right. Aaron's turn. So let's see. We can move him here. He'll be able to hear him there. Won't be able to hear him there. It's an ambush. No, it's not. Now, my gun that I used was still loud enough. It hadn't have a silencer on it. Forgot about that. So now there's a suspicious dude over there. Not much we can do about that. We're just going to ignore the switch to sprint. We'll get Aaron as far over as he can get. We'll move on to Molly. Make her, she switches to sprint. That's the C key if you're trying to do that. We're going to want to get her over here into some level of hiding. It's probably good enough. The guy can't make it over here all at once. We'll have her go take him out next turn. She's moved into position. Now, our friend Emily here has a couple of important things to do. First thing she's going to do is disable these laser wires. Why? So that she can just run over here and grab us some loot. So we got a consumable item, a grenade, and some corporate invoices, which we'll talk about how all those work when we get into it. Now there's an access door over here that when you get to the wall terminal, she can do a lot. So she wants to get on out of there. Nothing else to do here. So we'll move her over to this side. Here comes our boy Mago patrolling around, wondering what that noise he heard was. It's very suspicious. All right, turn 3. So we want to yield our action here to get Molly in position, I think. We'll probably just have her race over and take him out. Let's see. How far does she have to be? Yeah. So she should, let's see, how's his vision look? Not great. So she could move to there. Should still have enough to charge in a straight line. Nope, not very far. Lumen sphere it is. We're being very loud. Stun him. Okay. Let's get Aaron on out. He's got stuff to do. Come on, boy. Yeah, he's not sneaking or anything, so let's just haul butt. And now we're to Emily, who is going to come over here and open the door. Excellent. I don't think she's got line of sight on anybody. Let's move her over here. Just in case they need her. He is stunned, which means he's not moving. So that means all she needs to do is run up and whack him. Some claw action. Goodbye. She's headed up to the pad up here where everybody wants to be gathered at. That's the end of her turn. Emily's going to run up to the pad. We'll put her over on this side. Cool. Well, Aaron's going to run up to the pad and put him on this side. Actually, we'll put him up as far as we can because he's going to run covering fire up there for anybody that needs it. Excellent. Molly up here because she's going to come back down out as soon as she can. Not good, not good. Spit it out. We got Ultratech military grade encrypted comms piping in. A bird is coming down the rooftop. It's a Frag and Ultratech response team. By hell, we're made. Someone talked. Get down, here they come. So we're hiding. In plain sight, apparently. They're landing. We're going to plan B here. Patton and I are headed to the basement. We'll take cargo truck. We'll just quietly go back the way we came. They've interfaced with building security. Oops. Rooftops on lockdown. I've got something. Schematic show an old panel in the second rooftop elevator. It's older than I am. On our way. Let's do it. All right, these guys are jumping out of the plane and covering all the areas. So it looks like we're going to have to do some damage. There's also a couple of lock boxes in here that we'll want to get along the way. Loot never hurt anybody. Okay, somebody's got to go take care of the back area and somebody's got to do everything else. Emily is actually the fastest that we have. You see this one's facing here, this one's facing here. So we're going to use Emily to do that. We're going to send Molly around the back. Yeah, Emily's going to go. Let's see, who do I want to do this? Yeah, we'll send Emily to take, excuse me, that guy out. Where are we going to send her to? We'll bring her down here. See if she's in sneak. Yeah, that should do good. She's going to go down sneak. Good. Aaron is going to move to sneak. I don't think we have silencers on anything yet. So the question is, do we just go loud or not? Probably. Short answer is probably. Probably loud. Because I could just move up there and get a couple of shots. And in fact, I could probably shoot from right here. Yeah. Of course, everybody's going to hear me. Everybody and their dog will hear me. Plus, that's an assault guy. You'll notice I'm not doing as much damage to the assault guy. So, So I'm going to move up and go into Overwatch. It's the easiest way to do it. And then we'll see if anybody wants to play. Boys want to play. All right, now it's Emily's turn. I don't know why her initiative was so low. Let's see how far down I want to get her. That's pretty far. Let's do it. See where he ends up, and then we'll see what we want to do with him. In fact, let's go ahead and use anticipation. Where's he going? He's going back that way. See a little arrow there? That's good. He'll have his back to me, no problem. It's good enough. Let's do it. Bam. Gonna get him. Bam. It's gonna get hit. Anybody else want to move? Should have one more. I got another trick. What do you got? All right, we can keep Sec AI's radar once. That's good. This will be like leverage. We'll talk about leverage and how it works in a minute. There we go, one down. Excellent job on Overwatch. Now we'll put Molly into play. Let's put her in sprint since everybody knows we're here. Or we could move her over here to make sure when somebody comes this way. I don't know how close we can get. In sneak, we can get to there. Let's do that. When the boy comes around the corner, lumen spare him. Actually, she's going to take her hypercaps. Okay, that should take care of her. He's going to move again. He's got some decent cover up there. He's all right. All right. Our boy here didn't move, and nobody took out that dang camera over there. That sucks. She's going to move up to here. She's going to take out the camera if she can. Oh, it's not quite close enough, damn it. She'll move to here and take out the camera. There we go. It's the only one sent close. Okay. Let's do lure then to pull him out. Well, actually, he's not in a bad spot, but we could pull him out a little further, huh? Oh, I don't have lure? Oh, I don't have enough points left for lure. Got it. Let's see where everybody's going. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, your shotgun didn't work. That's too bad. He's got one bullet left here. Let's get it out of the way. Or do I want to stun HE? No, it's just... I got a 50% chance. I guess he's got decent cover. Still 50 either way. Oh my gosh. Guess he was in Overwatch. What have we got left? One. Let's just reload. Put myself in Overwatch myself. How about that? He knows you're there. All right, Sekai is going to have a party here. More reinforcements. Intruder. Yeah, I think she's just going to do it the old-fashioned way. Let's see. Let's do the power slice. Will regular slice do it? Maybe. Now we use our power slice. Just to make sure. Now, so some of your weapons have batteries, which means they can only do so many things. And that is an example. So we're going to switch to sprint, though, to try and get our butt over here. Always want to try and put yourself in cover somewhere if you can, though. Especially when you got another guy like that Gamma T captain up there headed this way. But I don't think anybody can get to her right now. So we'll just move her on over. It's no problem. Pretty sure can't get to him. Nope. All right, let's have Molly take care of the problem here. So if Molly, I may be shot, but I will be heard. I don't mind being heard. I just don't like being shot. Oh, I guess there's no way over that he can't get to me, huh? Let's see. I'll take the shot. Wow, that guy's pretty tough. How far down am I? Let's see. 60. I don't think he can kill me in one. He might be able to. What do I got left? 3? Can jump on the other side, right? Boop. Hit him a little more, I guess. Probably should have debuffed him originally. This guy's crit vulnerability now, though. Wow. Some good shots, man. Okay, first aid kit. Definitely right at the front there to start with. Start killing this guy. That was a tough dude, man. Of course. Once more into the breach. All right. Molly's turn. Reach out and touch somebody. Unbelievable. Fine. Stun him. Get myself moved on down. That was the end of that. I thought he was stunned, but I guess I was wrong. Good thing he missed. Swore I took out that camera, but I guess I didn't take it out long enough. Plus it saw the body. We're going to escalate some more. I think I can stop one escalation, I believe, which we might go ahead and do if we get a little closer. See where he's going. Well, everybody's suspicious, so that's not going to do anything. Old Aaron here needs to take out this boy. Oh my gosh. So I gave him the little gun. There we go. Jeez. Let's put him in sprint mode. Everybody knows we're here. It's not like we're secrets. That's a pretty good spot. Let's go there. Switch weapons next turn. It's nothing to reload. Oh, I got iron grip. Should have done that first. Okay. Here we are. Okay, she's officially hidden. That's good. So she's going to put silence in effect. She will not be heard. I'll move right on up. A little present for the captain. We're going to do that again. End of line for the captain. All right, her job is now to get over here, but she's not going to be able to do that just yet. I think everybody else is in the clear at this point. Molly's going to head for this way. Get sprint. Can she make it? I think she can. Okay, here we go. She's going to hang. It's the end of her turn. Aaron probably needs to take a decent spot. Some camera will spot me if I go there. No cover there. Some decent cover there. Don't know which way they're coming from, of course. Let's reload my pistol. Everything else can wait. Getting ready to get escalation here. Let's call in some leverage. Knock that down. See if we can't avoid any security problems. Bring him down to here. Doesn't have enough to do that. We'll have him yield his action. We'll bring Emily down here. Have her reload her pistol. In action, Aaron. He's good where he is. Can't reload, can't do anything else. He's done. Molly. Go ahead and have her use a first aid kit. Not sure why that's not working. First aid kit. There we go. Somebody else too close to her. Everything here is loaded. She's ready to go. When he's reloaded. Nothing to be done there. Nothing to be done there. Everybody all healed up? Do it. All right. I think this is the turn it'll get done. Yep. As promised, your exit. Molly and Bondi are getting to be buddies. Let's rock and roll. She's going to yield for Aaron to get his booty over here. Go ahead and get him out. Go ahead and get her out. Her over. And out. Patton has exited the building with the cargo truck. We also stole some medical nanosnitch, so healed everybody up, etc., etc., etc. Excellent job. Victory. So we got some experience. We get paid. These went to people if there were any. There aren't any in this one. Got some bonus. We picked up some heat from the security level. We'll talk about that. We gained a little power level because we've accomplished stuff. That's kind of your overall team level, which also levels up the missions and things around you. And we got some loot. So let's go back to the safe house. Everything is finally quiet. That was a mess, but we got out of there. We're in the clear for the moment. It's our next move. We go dark until Patton's back on his feet. So, how long will it take? A week or so. Someone sold us out. There had to be a snitch. It's definitely not one of us, but we ought to be able to find them. So, legwork is one of the ways you do things. So, I think we should send somebody out on legwork. Old Bondi here is our expert at legwork at 84%. So we're going to send Bondi out, who's going to be really discreet and figure out what's going on. And then what about our base? It's a good base. Got everything we need here. Let's complete it. So we got to start prepping a few things, cleaning out a couple of rooms. We'll check out the timeline and the play and everything else that we need to do. While we're getting ready to do that, I'm going to take a short break, and then we'll be right back. All right, and we're back. We are back, and here we are in the mission in the safe house. So we got up here. We got our timeline. This is the timeline section of things. You can see their chats and things to do, whatever. So Patton's recovering. So he's obviously got injuries from the surgery and everything. There's a new conversation up here coming up in 18 hours, and then Bondi's out on the legwork related to doing things. So these will show different things that are going on. These are pluses that haze your face contributes to the management of the safe house. Um, each of these three rooms are the standard rooms that are in every one of them barracks where folks live. You can see that there are people ready to train and one injured. That's obviously Patton that's up there. Um, HQ is where missions and things happen. You can see Blur and Emily are hanging out there. Aaron's hanging out in the barracks, and Molly's over here in cold storage. Um, Up at the top, you can see the date, and you'll see we're in pause. So at the moment, when we press play, it'll run us through the timeline, and these time will start happening. Shift over here will show the history, right, of what's going on. Our first job that's there, for example. That's the log. This is our power level. So, it's our infamy, it's our renown, it's all that wrapped into one. Heat is, you know, how much people know about us, how much trouble we're stirring up, how we're doing things. Headhunters can actually get sent out after us if people are mad at us. There are all kinds of ways that can happen. Um, Nano scrubbers are needed to take out the nano pollution around things. And MBS cubes are raw material components for crafting. We'll get to those. Uh, Digits are UDs. They're the currency that we've got here, our market, our inventory, our contacts, and our journal. So journal will give you all the lore kinds of stuff. So if you want to know how anything works, it's all in the journal. And then help is all light up everything. You can actually cruise through, and it'll do everything I just said about all those things. We're going to skip all those for the moment. All right, let's plug into the barracks for a minute. So once we get into the barracks, you're going to see all of your team members over here, and you'll see which ones are ready to train. Some have a new conversation, others have a new conversation. Some are under equipped. That usually means that they've used part of their inventory. So Molly used her med kit, for example. So that probably means that she's got an open slot. Oh, actually, she used the shot. There's an extra med kit, so she re-equipped the med kit. She's got an empty slot here, so she could pick something like she used before. In this case, we'll give her the extra shock mine that we got, so she'll be equipped with that and her med kit. So let's train up Blur to start with. She's got some class training and she's got a conversation. Let's do some class training first. So this is your class breakdown, and usually there are three separate, sections of it. In this case, it's Safe House, Underworld, and Team. So that's where these things will live. So if you take a look at what you can do with each of these. So this is an efficiency grind. You saw this little icon in there. Anything that generates tokens, you can spend a charge to get one instantly. Super useful. Now, you'll notice, by the way, that some of these are already lit up. Well, so these three, just like you saw by the safe house, have already been done. So I've got 3 that I've already spent of my 7 points, and I can train 2 more. So what you want to do now is think about what's up this tree. Also, along the way in every one of those trees, there are little nodes along there which will give you more stats, like persuasion, right? Or cunning for the face, or handling, right? So I think that's all there are for the face: persuasion, cunning, and handling. So we got to think about, what do you want the face to do? So you can do things like pulling strings to get new options for a limit break. Limit breaks happen when you go up a level with your factions and things. Um, this gets more leverage around maps and things like that. We'll talk about some of these as we go. Deal maker, right? This can negotiate a better deal. I happen to like deal maker a lot. So we're going to go ahead and pull an extra cunning, right? And we're going to get deal maker. First one, right? So this one happens to be for streets and syndicates, which we happen to know we're going to be talking to a lot of syndicate people. We're going to go ahead and train the first one that's right there. I still got one unspent point, so I can do this, or I could come down here and go ahead and start us on a path to another important one, right? By taking this particular cunning that's in here. Because another one I like is Puppet Master that's up here that basically increases a set of services, right? Same thing with Handbrake, which lets me slow down the job's deadline. Very important sometimes. So, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take another cunning because cunning is really good. And now we're done with Blur's particular set of training. So let's take a look at our Cyber Knight training. So from a Cyber Knight perspective, one thing, by the way, the other thing you can do is you can automatically add multi-class. So you can take any other class to mix with your current class and then switch your points between them. Obviously, that just means it takes longer to get up to different kinds of things. So what have we got? Pre-computed advantage, right? Most of these we haven't seen yet since the Cyber Knight's not been in action. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this. We're just going to start marching our way up to things. So we're going to add reaction initiative on this one right here. This is actually lets you debuff an enemy, but instead we're going to train will and action point, and we're going to trade strength, and we're going to get tactical surge. Why? Because tactical surge is awesome. You'll see why as soon as we go play. So now we've taken up all of our guy stuff. Nobody else has any points to train. Molly's got a conversation. Let's check out her conversation. I thought we were cooked. Gunned down. We're lucky to have Bondi watching over us. Got to be able to lean on each other. I'm glad you know Bondi has all our backs. Maybe you'll give him a little spat next time he has a good idea too. I'll take that into consideration. So they got a good character bond going, so they can reduce stress, make them better, etc. So that's cool. So Molly and Bondi are buddies. Nothing keeps Patton down. He'll be back in the game before you know it. So, we're going to go clean those 2 rooms, do the timeline, all that stuff. So we'll have to wait till that gets through. It should be up here in the list. 18 hours, we can have a new conversation with her. In the meantime, we need to clean out a couple of rooms. Let's take this one. And let's take this one. So both 5K, so we spent 10K out of our cash up there. Let's go take a look at what's in cold storage. Hey, look, there's corporate invoices that we got in. So that's cool. As these build up, you can sell these, you can put them together. When it says in set, that means there's more than one of them, so probably not ready to sell it yet. We don't have any accounts, we don't have any blueprints, and that's the only file that we have. We have dark invoices, which is the set that we have 1 of 4. So this corporate invoices 2 is part of that dark invoices set. And that's all there is to do right this minute. Now, these rooms also have levels, and each of these levels require different upgrades. Power wires, cryogenic cooling to be able to do things. So this costs 4K and 5K respectively. We're going to go ahead and start working on the cryogenic cooling for, So let's talk about our command room. So we got 2 tasks going on. That's building both of these. That's all that we can do. We can't even come in here and manage upgrading any of these. So one of the reasons you update your command is so that you can do more tasks. We'll see how that works soon enough. In the meantime, we can go take a look at our inventory. So we got a few things here, but mostly stuff we already have in terms of weapons and such. So we can always go to the marketplace. So as I mentioned, I like for my Cyber Knight to usually, have a, sword, and also people need things like you know, scopes for their, you know, rifles, blades, etc. But as you can see, everything here is pretty expensive. The one thing we can get is this X-Can suppressor right here. So we're going to buy one of those. Now you'll notice one of our contacts, which we'll look at in a minute, has to sell that to us. So we got a whole list of contacts that we know, which I'm not going to go through right now, but we'll see them as we go. They buy and sell stuff. They have powers, levels, trust, favors. They belong to gangs. You know, they belong to corporations. Some are indies, etc. Lots of exciting people to work with out there. So now we're down to 4K. Not very much, but we did get that extra suppressor. Where should we put it? Well, let me just show you exactly where we're going to put it first. She's already got a silencer on hers. He's got a silencer on his. I've got one on that one. I want to make sure everybody's got a way to put a silencer on things. Okay, he's got a silencer on his. Excellent. Yeah. If anytime you're trying to find out if there are things here, again, you can come in and check the market. He needs an actual suppressor, not a silencer, which we don't have enough money for. So next time we'll buy an extra suppressor and we'll be ready to go. In the meantime, we're going to go back and let the timeline roll. Bloop. Bingo. Hey, should you be on your feet, Patton? Evening, Blur. You're up late. We've all been stewing here. It's been a nervous wait for you to recover. But look, let me get you back to bed. I'm 12 days out of cyber surgery and riding a wave of pain medis. I'm not going anywhere. So lots of discussion about the quantum writer and how everything's going to work. I'll let you guys read all these as we go through them. So now we're going to talk to Octane. So we're going to talk to her. She's the one that, put things together. Okay, so we've got a forward op. So McCallum Heavy Industries is dismantling a major operating base in Ward 7, and we can go after it. We need the credits, so now we've got an op to do it. All right. So now we've got a pending heist in the thing, 27 days out. That doesn't mean we have to wait 27 days. That's the end of 27 out there. This one, our 500,000 payments due to Octane. I got 5 days to talk to her, and Bondi's engaged in the legwork. Well, it's been a little over an hour on the stream today. We'll keep streaming more now that we got our new setup and everything working. We appreciate everybody coming and showing up. Thanks for coming in with us, and we will see you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff wherever you are, so that you can come join us on our next stream. Take care out there.